and gentlemen, I hope you're still feeling with the same energy like you came. If you've been on the roads from a sub-county like Madiope in Lamo district, or in Yumbe at Lodonga Health Center 4, or Pabo Health Center 3 in Amuru, you could have at one point in the 4 years of the program met Ruth, our first secretary of the Netherlands Embassy, or Judith Adororach, our policy officer for sexual and reproductive health. These two amazing persons from the Netherlands Embassy have stood with us throughout the 4 years of the program, and I wanted to give a special shout out to them, and we'll do it in a nice way, so please stand. I thought this would be good. Maybe I'll give them a minute to just say hi to us before I invite Dr. Olaro. So please come forward and walk like young people. This is a young people's program, so clap for them as they come forward. I just want you to greet everybody, and then we will go to the next speaker. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Cinderella, and thank you everyone. Good morning to everyone. As Cinderella said, I think the past 4 years we have done a lot of visits, and it's really wonderful to see a lot of familiar faces today and to meet again a lot of people that we have collaborated with. I really want to thank everyone who's here today, but also who has been part of this journey the last 4 years, which has been an incredible journey with ups and downs, with some really deep potholes, you could say, like COVID, for example, but also with astonishing collaboration with so many organizations, people, stakeholders, right from the community until national level. I think that collaboration has been very impressive, and today's participation and show up of so many of you from Kampala, but also from all the in Acholi and West Nile. We really want to thank you. The answer. It's a bit difficult with
I'm not so sure I can be as audible as Ruth, but Ruth has already shared. Is it back? Yeah, I'm really lucky. Yes. Ruth has already shared, I think, the same impressions that we have as a team that has been working on this program. And as she also mentioned, it has been a long journey of 4 years. I think when the baby was conceived, then it had no name. And through the process, you collectively thought it should be called Answer. And that's the name we adopted. It's 4 years, and I believe still an infant, I believe, or, someone about 10 years beginning to go into 11, transitioning into adolescence, and we need to see that grow. So as Ruth already mentioned, we are happy to be here to walk the journey, but particularly also very interested to hear impressions on how can that adolescent answer be better than the infant answer. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. I told you it would not be fair as a mistress of ceremony not to allow them say something. So thank you so much, Ruth and Judith. And now we will go to hear the official opening of the closeout meeting for the Answer program from the Director of Curative Services of the Ministry of Health. Join me to welcome Dr. Olaro Charles onto the podium.
Yes, thank you, Director of Ceremonies. I hope I'm being heard. The head of the Development Corporation of the Embassy of Netherlands, the representative of the Deputy Country Representative of UNFPA, Mr. Daniel Alemu, the Director of Basic Education, the Director of Family Health, NPC, the LOC5 chairpersons, resident district commissioners, chief administrative officers, and members of the press, all
providing vital sexual and reproductive health education to a total of 289 schools in the 8 districts, and in village savings and loans associations for the youth that are not in school. These are some of the success stories made possible by this project.
Through this program of Save the Children, it has helped me so much. And not only me, in our school it has helped us so much, removing my brothers and sisters who are going bad and wrong to come back and hear what the PRC program is helping us in the school.
Before you coming into our school, we were having a problem of indiscipline of the students. As for now, the rate of indiscipline has reduced.
Bayamani kini bama isu teenage pregnancy ko azini bama control ba aleni ase
yo di madra ani ba warare sanya ison jasketa mapu ya kuta mfapi aliaxe da abari ni andra sanya matibike tsakupeni afapeni ler fekindiko aya kidima fara ke iya penza zipeni le peni azuki pivo aya frandi bani rji afana teenage pregnancy very much.
We learn about changes which take place in our body and how to manage the changes. They taught us how to manage the menstruation.
Baka itala ba niyonze iwa ata changes body changes madra le ba body changes madra ba maintain kingone madra ba yara kinze pini ba le ba protective self ngazu ali angone ba nze madra.
We learned so many topics in those clubs about teenage pregnancy, skills of knowing and living with the other, skills of knowing and living with oneself, skills of choosing safe choices.
We were really suffering. Even me myself, I used to absent myself in school. Maybe sometimes 1 week or per month, I used to absent myself in school because there was no parts. When it started, for me, I stay home, even not me alone, but other girls. By the program of PRC, it has reduced the absenteeism. Girls are now okay, even they can kick football even.
We are grouped in families. In those families, they are given parents. Those parents are the teachers, and the head teacher is now the grandfather of those families. Through those families, people get more teachings in those families.
Baby dalara wara sanya beji man school dara bara mana awa dara ba awa girka for people say senior woman teachers people say bara ba revenue zones ke tra meeting atara ba fin pinion up batara bayora madara.
Because before these people coming, we were very disorganized. None of us could be very smart, but when they came, they trained us very well. They guided us and they counseled us, including our teachers. Right now, the rate of alcoholism in Rwani Memorial College has reduced, and even reckless way of dressing, the way our teachers could dress, including the students, has also changed. Even discipline has increased in our schools. It's not like those days where children could fight with teachers.
Through these skills of knowing and living with each other and choosing choices and living with oneself, it has helped us so much to live with the others and to share with the others and to play with the others and to share with the teachers who helped us to go through the school programs which we are to do.
The project has helped me in many ways. It has taught me how to be social to others. Like right now, I do not fear people, but I respect them. I can tell you what is wrong and what is right, and I'm not even shy of telling you of the wrong things that you are doing.
They told us we should avoid peer groups, avoid sexual intercourse with an infected person. You know, teenage pregnancy, if you get pregnancy when you are below 18 years, it will affect you.
They gave us the sanitary pads, that's for girls, and textbooks for training the students.
Anzima aki urma deke ko faranoma For the zones, the driver, Kawani Suo, Le Urma Demico, as an Ike Suru, Lemu, typically, was minute Castirani, Cosco, me elder Zivo, Bazimini Castini Kaya, or Lemma Mutitabu, Cosco meets over the mood Doctor Vora, it's somewhere at Tapinera.
It has started already from today with me as a leader. As this program has helped us, I am ready to interact with the others so that we be as one.
I would like to appreciate Save the Children for changing my life and for making me who I am. Right now, as I speak in front of you, I'm being respected by many students at the school, including other teachers. They respect me for who I am. And I thank you so much for that. And I pray that you may continue changing the life of many people in this school, most especially the girls.
The most powerful statement that stood for me is respecting young people for who they are. Yeah? There's nothing for young people without young people. Thank you so much. So this is just a documentary from Save the Children that they worked on, but the program, I just wanted to reaffirm, covers 15 districts. So before we go for exhibition, I want to see which district will give the highest clap or shout out. So if I mention your district, let us know the vibe you have brought in the room. So get ready. Let's see our team from Pakwach district. Pakwach district, the land of the sweetest fish in the country. Thank you so much for coming. Let's also see our team from Nebi district. Nebi, where are you? Hello, thank you for coming. Let's see our team from Zombo. Yes, that's the energy we want. Zombo is representing. Let's go to Madiokolo. Madiokolo, where are you? Thank you so much for coming. Let's go to Terego. Terego district, yes, thank you so much for coming. Let's go to Arua City. Arua City, so much for coming to Gulu City. Let's also see Arua district. Our team from Arua, chairman, is here. Thank you for coming. Let's go to Koboko. I hope I'm pronouncing it. Thank you for coming from Koboko. Let's see from Maracha. Hey, thank you for coming, Maracha. Let's go to Yumbe. Yumbe district, thank you so much for coming. Let's go to Obongi. Yes, the people from Obongi. Judy, you're also from Obongi. Thank you so much. Let's go to Moyo district. Moyo, our team from Moyo, Judy is from both. Thank you so much. Let's cross the Nile now, sit in the ferry. We are in Adjumani. Let's see Adjumani district. Thank you so much for coming. Let's come to Amuro district. Yes, thank you so much for coming. We cross from Amuro through Atiak. Let's go to Lamo district. Thank you so much, RDC and the team. Let's also go now to Agago district. Agago, where are you? I left Agago because I saved the best for last. Thank you so much. Let's see the people from Kampala. Where are you? Just wave to us. Thank you so much. We are fully represented in the room. Now you have virtually seen a snapshot of what the ANSWER program has done through Save the Children. I would like us, before we go for tea, to spend 5 minutes just at the back. Dennis Bakomeza from UNFPA is standing waiting for you to showcase some of the key products of UNFPA. Arafat Mugaba from Maristops Uganda and the team will show you the health system strengthening components. Plan International, led by Pauline and Susan, with Isaac and Daniel from Save the Children, will also show you the gender transformative aspects of the program. So let's walk in and see. And after, I will request us to go for tea break for only 20 minutes, and then we will come back. Enjoy the exhibition.
We were able to integrate these issues in the development plans, but most important, in our advocacy, we realized that the district planning units, much as these provide most of the evidence, they bring all the systems together, the district planning unit only received resources for salaries. They did not have any extra money for implementation of activities. So through the advocacy we had with the Minister of Local Government, Minister of Finance, they were able to allocate 5% of the district budgets, ring-fenced for data generation, analysis, and use. And if any district is not receiving this, let's do more advocacy work. But I know most of the districts are now receiving this money for the planning units. Then when we look at advocacy for leadership and accountability for national family planning programs, we normally track investments in family planning, what the donors are investing and what the government is investing in family planning. And over the years, we see that we started with about 15% contribution from government to family planning commodities. And through the advocacy work we've done over the years, we are slowly improving, and now we are at 31%. Of course, as we do this advocacy, we want the contribution from the development partners to reduce, but of course, see how we utilize whatever we are getting. So we see that there's a slight drop from 82% to 60%, but this shows that the domestic financing is now being recognized, and we need to sustain that. We've also had advocacy programs at district level to allocate resources for family planning that is matched with the resources that we have. And we see that 4 districts committed resources that were matched. Those are districts of Agago, Amur, Koboko, and Pakwach. So I think we need to clap for these districts and see that the rest of the districts copy from these districts. So let's try to sustain this. We also had parliamentary engagements where we know these are the policymakers. We needed to involve them in whatever we do. We've had parliamentary outreaches to different districts focusing on issues around teenage pregnancy, issues around gender-based violence, and issues around maternal health. And the members of parliament, normally after all these visits, capturing the views of the communities, of the leaders, they go back to parliament and they normally have a debate on these issues. And we are glad that through this program, we were able to get the parliamentary attention to debate and also come up with actions on teenage pregnancy, maternal health, and GBV. So now the issue is around implementation because we see that teenage pregnancy has stagnated. Maternal health, we are making improvement. GBV rates are still very high. So we still need to engage with the members of parliament to see that we are able to come up with decisions that will impact on the levels of teenage pregnancy. So on the next issue, which is evidence generation for decision making, we've been working with Uganda Bureau of Statistics, with National Population Council and National Planning Authority to generate data, to generate evidence. And one of the areas of investment has been in the demographic health survey, and already you saw some of the results presented in the different presentations. And we are now working on the final report, which will help us see the variations within the different regions. Because as the data is right now, We are looking mainly at the national level, and a few of the indicators point to the regional levels. But as we progress, we are going to invest more into this area to ensure that we are able to see the regional variations, the impact that has been made. We've also invested in harmonization of the data management systems, where we are linking the GBV data system to the HMIS. We are linking to Ministry of Education database. And by pulling all these data systems, then the planners are able to provide evidence to drive decisions at the district level. So investments in this area are still ongoing because overnight you cannot make the impact you want. Then we have functional statistical committees in 15 answer districts. When I talk about functionality, we need to measure more this functionality, and we need to do a lot more, because we may have the committees in place, but when it comes to analysis and presentation of the data, some of the districts are not yet there. But at least from this harmonized data system, we are now looking at providing more evidence that can drive planning and decision making at district level. Then we are looking at evidence where we looking at the different data sets. We were able to come up with the cost of inaction, the economic burden and social burden of teenage pregnancy. We also came up with the urgent call to action on youth not in employment, education and training in Uganda. We also have other publications, the Synthesis Report on Population and Development. Some of these publications have been used in driving the national NDP3 reprioritization, but it's also driving the interventions for NDP4. And as I speak now, we know that we've used the cost of inaction to drive the teenage pregnancy campaign. Of course, we need to put in more effort through the First Lady, the Prime Minister, and the Vice President. But we need to do even more at district level, where the district leaders have to be accountable. We are looking at the youth not in education employment. I know many of the chairpersons in the discussions we've had have been talking about the young people who are idle on the streets. And from the statistics we have, it's very clear. 41% of these young people are not in education, they are not in training, and they are not in employment. This is a big area that we need to look at if we are to drive the demographic dividend. Because as we build a youth bulge, we need to see that these young people are actively involved in the development of the country. They participate in planning and decision making. So these are some of the publications that we have, and there are a lot more that we have that